Today we're checking out the Pro version of the new Pixel 9 series. Now the price of this one is $200 more than the regular Pixel 9. Luckily I've got an older phone that I'm trading in on this one, so it's going to be quite a bit cheaper. But this one has the same size, 6.3 inch display, although it's a super actual LTPO display. It's got a higher resolution at 1280 by 2856, up to 120 Hz refresh rate. This one's also a little bit brighter at up to 3000 nits versus 2700 on the regular Pixel 9. And then of course you're going to have the fast charging, fast wireless charging. This one also has more RAM at 16 gigabytes versus only 12 for the regular Pixel 9. You can also now get 512 or up to 1 terabyte of storage. Kind of interesting because this one has the same Tensor G4 processor as the regular Pixel 9. Very similar design to the regular Pixel 9. It's got a matte finish on the back. One difference is this one's super shiny on the edges. Power and volume on the right hand side. SIM card tray and charging port there on the bottom. As you can see, pretty much identical to the regular Pixel 9. I think the design looks really good on both. I don't know if it's just me, I feel like the regular Pixel 9 actually looks a little better than the Pro version. Of course, when you're setting up, you've got the fingerprint scanner and face unlock as well. And then of course you have gesture navigation, which you can change later in the settings if you want to. Fingerprint scanner is definitely better than the previous ones. As far as storage goes, it's using about 14 gigabytes of the 128 gigabytes available. It looks pretty similar to the wallpaper on the regular Pixel 9, just slightly different color. You can see they don't really put a lot of apps on here, just a handful from Google. You also have the Google Discover newsfeed left of the home screen. Again, a lot of this is going to be almost identical to the regular Pixel 9. Up in the notification shade, there's a lot of stuff that you can add, like extra dim, one-handed mode, sound amplifier, recorder, focus mode, bedtime mode, calculator, and live transcribe, battery share as well, just to name a few. Now the picture quality on here actually looks really good. It's got good contrast, blacks look nice and dark on here, but then again, I feel like the regular Pixel 9 looks really good as well. Sort of interesting, if you look at the Geekbench scores, if you compare the Pixel 9 versus the 9 Pro, pretty similar on single core score, but then somehow the regular Pixel 9 is higher than the Pixel 9 Pro. And then the GPU score is a little bit higher on the Pixel 9 Pro. Of course, you can play games like PUBG Mobile and Asphalt 9 with pretty good graphics and frame rate settings. I'll probably have to compare this a little closer to the regular Pixel 9 because they seem very similar. I also ran my typical battery drain test, and I was expecting this to last, similar to the regular Pixel 9, but this one actually died after only about 7 hours. So I'm not sure if there was a glitch or what, but I'll be running that test again just to make sure, and I'll have that in my Pixel 9 comparison video. I assume they're using the same speakers on this as the regular Pixel 9, considering they're the same size. To me, the speakers on here could be a little bit louder, but here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. You've got a 50 megapixel wide angle lens, 48 megapixel ultra wide. Also, you now get a 48 megapixel 5x telephoto lens on the back of this, where you don't get that with the regular Pixel 9. Plus, it's also got a higher resolution 42 megapixel front facing camera versus only 10.5 on the regular Pixel 9. There's also a couple extras. You've got pro controls, high res up to 50 megapixels, super res zoom up to 30x instead of 8x. Of course, now in the camera app, you've got 0.5, 1, 2, and 5x zoom. And of course, you have all the new features like Add Me to put yourself in group photos. You've also got Action Pan, Long Exposure, and then portrait, photo, night sight, and panorama. And then for video, you have cinematic pan and cinematic blur as well. You can also shoot up to 8K resolution for video recording. You also have night sight video, and then you have slow motion and time lapse. You also have video boost to enhance the color, lighting, and stabilization. You'll also notice it automatically goes to macro mode once you get close enough to objects. Here's a few samples of photo and video, just to give you an idea of what to expect on the new Pixel 9 Pro. As you can see from these photos and video samples, Pixel phones are still one of the best when it comes to photos. I did notice though, when using 8K resolution, it's kind of weird. It makes a lower res version and the one at 8K resolution, but they're separate files when copying over to my computer. So I'll definitely have to look into that a little bit more. But other than the battery life, I think this phone is sort of what I was expecting after using the regular Pixel 9 for a while. And I'll definitely be doing a comparison to find out which one is going to be my main device. I've also got a case video for the Pixel 9 Pro, but if you like phones, tablets, and other tech, I've got a lot more stuff that I'm working on, so you'll want to keep an eye out for those upcoming videos.
So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.